So today we are doing the tutorial 6, which talk about the integration. Today we are talking about what we call the integration. Now, those are the points that we are covering. First of all, we are gonna talk about the anti-differentiation. طبعا anti-differentiation is same as when we say integration. You have to be careful about this. Sometimes they say find the integration. Sometimes they say find the anti-differentiation. You can hear my voice? You can hear my voice or لا? Okay. Then we're going to talk about the areas, how to find the areas, which is an important application of the integration. We will talk about the definite integrals, and we will talk about the fundamental theorem of the integration. We will talk about the area in the XY plane and the application of...
بس لو سمحتي ترى ما في صوت وقاعدين نسمعك.
في صوت ولا لا؟ أنا قاعدة أسأل الطلاب قالوا لي في صوت. المشكلة من عندك عزيزتي. Okay. So those are the points that we are covering today. So let's start defining what we call the anti-differentiation, which is what we call the integration. So the anti-differentiation, Fawzia, go out and again. The anti-differentiation is the process to find f of x if I have f dash of x, doing the opposite. So for example, if I said in f dash of x is equal to 2x, I can guess in f of x is x squared. لأن f dash of x is 2 go down في x, right? If I say, for example, that you have f dash of x is equal to 3x squared, what do you think will be your f of x? Can you tell me? I'm looking at the chat, don't open the mics. If I say f dash of x is 3x squared, what do you think will be my f of x? No, be careful. It will be x3. It will be x3 لأن the derivative of x3 is 3 go down x squared. طيب, what if I say in I have f dash is equal to 6x to the power 5 now? What will be my f of x? What is the f of x that will give me 6x to the power 5? It will be x to the power 6 طبعا. So this is what we are talking about. طبعا you don't have to guess all the time. We have a rule, عندنا قاعدة, and we will talk about this rule later on. So what we are saying here, if you have a function f of x is given function and you have capital f of x is a function that have f of x as its derivative, بمعنى ان f dash the derivative of f of x is equal to f of x, then we say in the capital f of x is the antiderivative of f of x. Let's see an example. So if I say find all antiderivative of this function f of x equal to 9x to the power 8. What's the antiderivative now of f of x equal to 9x to the power 8? I'm gonna call it now capital F of x. It's x to the power 9. That's correct. That's correct. It's x to the power 9. We call it capital F of x. ليش؟ لأن the derivative of capital F of x is giving me this small f of x. ماشي؟ Now, if somebody said, I'm gonna have capital F of x to be x to the power 9 plus 3, for example, مع constant 3. Again, the derivative of this function is 9x to the power 8, and the derivative of the 3 is 0. So again, this is giving me the same f of x. So he was correct. صح كلامه ما أخطأ. طيب, if another one came and said, I'm gonna say f capital of x is equal to x to the power 9 plus مثلا 5. Is he correct? He is correct. لأن the derivative of x9 is 9x8. The derivative of the 5 as a constant is equal to 0. So in general, if I want all the antiderivative of this function, I'm going to say in f capital of x is x to the power 9 plus a constant c, زائد ثابت. لأن whatever constant I put here, the derivative of the constant is 0, and this will take me back to my small f of x. You got that? You got it? Yeah. So those are the theorems that manage those things. If I have a function f of x, and I have f1 of x as antiderivative, and I have f capital F2 of x is another antiderivative of this function, so they differ by a constant. الفرق بينهم is a constant. That constant that we talk about that has a derivative 0. فلازم الفرق ما بين the two functions equal to a constancy. And we say the integration of small f of x equal to f capital X plus c. This is how we write it. نقول إن the integration, for example, of 9x to the power 8 dx. إيش يعني dx؟ يعني بالنسبة للx. Like when we find the derivative, we say dy by dx to refer that the derivative is with respect to x. The same thing when we find the integration, we say the integration of the function dx يعني بالنسبة لx is equal to what here? It's equal to x to the power 9. لكن احنا اتفقنا إن plus an integration constant to be more general, it's equal to this. صح ولا لا? Correct? So mathematically, this is how we write it. The f that is inside هنا, and I'm calling it small f of x. The f that result from the integration, I call it f capital of x, and I have in the derivative of f capital is equal to f small of x. مشتقة الفانكشن اللي هنا is the function that is inside. Okay? This and this give me this result here. Now, the theorem 2 is about what is the integration of the zero function. إذا كانت f dash of x is equal to 0. بمعنى I want to find the integration of 0 بالنسبة للx. What's the integration? It's the constancy. The integration is the constant. See here. صح ولا لا؟ يعني I'm asking you, what's the function that will have the derivative equal to 0? It's the constant. Any constant go there, so I'm going to call it constancy. ماشي? So this, هذا وهذا is what we have. Now, if you have the integration of 1, good question. Let's open a new page and we take examples. We agreed in the integration of 0 بالنسبة للx is equal to a constancy. What if it was the integration of 1 بالنسبة لx? يعني I'm looking for the function that has a derivative 1. What is it? لا. إيش الفانكشن اللي derivative حقها 1؟ مش الx. Yeah, excellent. It's the x. Derivative of x is 1. طبعا plus the integration constancy. لو قلت أنا أبغى integration of 2 dx, it will be 2x plus c. In general, أنا لما يكون عندي مثلا integration of, let me say, a dx, differentiation, integration, sorry, here is with respect to x, will function is a as a constant a, this will equal to ax plus the c. Okay? الحين as a power rule, if I have integration, we said, of 9x to the power 8 بالنسبة للx, we agreed this is x9 plus c. If, for example, I have the integration of مثلا 5x to the power 4 dx, this equal to x to the power 5 plus c. In general, we can conclude from here in the integration of a function x to the power n بالنسبة للx is equal to x to the power n plus 1 على n plus 1 plus the integration constant c. Does this make sense? The integration of anything to a power n, x I mean to power n, it's x to the power n plus 1. بدل ما احنا كنا نطرح واحد من الباور في الديريفاتيف، الحين we add 1. بدل ما كنت أضرب برا في n، الحين I divide by n plus 1. So as an example of this, if I say I want you to find the integration of x to the power 7, let's say, dx, على حسب الرول it is x to the power 7 أضيف لها 1 لكن I have to divide with 7 plus 1 plus the integration constant c, so this will be x to the power 8 على 8 plus the integration constant c, and this is what we call the power rule. Now you can see, and now we have this is as a basic rule, this is as a basic rule here, and this is a general and a basic rule as well of the integration. Okay, here we have the rules of the integration. أول شيء the x to the power r اللي هي x to the power n I said. It's x to the power r plus 1 على r plus 1 plus the integration constancy. If you have the integration of a sum of two functions, it is the sum of the two integrations of the two functions. طبعا it is plus or minus as well. حتى لو minus, I'm going to apply the same rule. And the integration of a constant multiplied with a function is the constant go outside the integration of the function dx. The integration of the exponential function, I know in the derivative of the exponential ekx, the derivative, if I want to find the derivative, it's equal to k e to the power kx, صح ولا لا؟ The integration ekx is equal to kex. So the integration of ekx dx is ekx لكن على x, على k, sorry, plus the integration constant. And here is it. Now the integration of 1 على x is ln the absolute value of x, and we know, and then what's the derivative of ln x? Last time we take this, ايش derivative ln x? It's 1 على x, صح? So what's the integration of 1 على x? It is ln x. Why we put the absolute value? عشان to make sure it's positive, لأن inside the ln only positive values go. So it is ln the absolute value of x plus the c. So going back with the derivative, give me the integration. Okay, so طبعا هذه you need to memorize those rules. لازم تنحفظ الrules هذه. Any question regarding this? Okay. So this is one example. They are giving you this question. Determine the following. You have the integration of x minus 2x squared plus 1 over 3x. طبعا I have 3 parts هنا, صح? So this can be divided into the integration of x dx minus the integration of 2x squared dx plus the integration of 1 over 3x dx. صح كده? I can do this. We said, and then we can distribute it over the plus and the subtraction. We cannot do this with multiplication. ننتبه, and if I have integration f of x multiplied with gx, I cannot say in this is not equal to the integration of f(x) multiplied with the integration of gx. Okay, this is not correct. I can do it if I have a plus or minus. I can distribute it over the terms that I have. So what's the integration now of x? The x has a power 1. So what's the integration of x to the power 1? According to the rule. نجمع واحد على الباور and we divide by the same amount. Yeah. Minus. Now the 2 is a constant. It has to stay out. And what's the integration of x squared? نجمع واحد على الباور. Yeah. Let me write it in the second line. Let's keep it like this. هذا will be minus. The 2 is outside and the power will be 3, or let's say 2 plus 1 divided by 2 plus 1. Mute the mic, please. Now, plus the 1/3 down there, and what's the integration of 1x? 1 على x. What's the integration of 1 على x? Huh? It is the ln of absolute value of x. طبعا we have the integration constant c. It should be added. من هنا في constant, من هنا في constant, من هنا في constant. All of them added into one constant that we call c. So the integration is equal to x squared على 2, x3 على 3, and ln absolute value of x plus the c. And this is the result of the integration. You got it? Is that clear? Yeah, you know the rule, you apply them. Yeah, I think in the integration أسهل من the differentiation. The differentiation فيها a lot of terms, you have to check all the terms. Integration خلاص على طول I know the rule and I apply it. Yeah, good question يا تالا. Mute the mics please.
عندي كلاس وعندي حل وعندي كل حاجة.
Just 1 second. الحين the case you ask about, when I have that part, I have the integration of 1 3x صح? dx. Your friend here is asking if I say it is 1 3 x to the power minus 1 dx, and I deal with it like the usual. أضيف واحد وأقسم على the same amount. Is it correct? هذا 1 3 راح يصير x to the power minus 1 plus 1 على minus 1 plus 1. Minus 1 plus 1 is 0. Is it correct to divide with a 0 يا تالا? You asked me this question. قلتي لي إنها can I make it like x to the power minus 1? If you make it like x to the power minus 1 and use the power rule, راح تصيرين قاعدة تقسمين على 0. So I cannot use this way. The correct thing إن أستخدم إن this is a 1 over x and I use the ln. I say it is 1 over 3 ln the absolute value of x. ماشي? This is the correct thing. Actually, the power rule إن لما يكون عندي x to the power r dx, the integration x to the power r plus 1 على r plus 1 plus the integration constant c, this is under a condition إن ال r is not equal to minus 1. I cannot use this rule إلا لما ال r not minus 1. لما ال r minus 1 I have to use the ln. ماشي؟ I hope this is clear. Good. So we have this example. They are giving me this question. They didn't say integration ولا شيء. قال لي find f of x إذا كان f dash is equal to this. ماشي? And if at 1 is equal to 3. Now, as usual, I'm going to delete everything. I want to solve it myself. I want to do this myself. So what's happening هنا؟ معطيني f and they want معطيني f dash and they want me to find f. فعلى طول أنا إيش أفهم؟ إذا معطيني f dash and they want me to find f, I have to find the integration. صح ولا لا؟ They are trying to show you the different type of questions come. ما يجيكم direct أحيانا يقول لكم it's integration. أحيانا they are just saying إن this is f dash find me f. فلازم انتوا تفهمون ان هذا معناه هذا integration. اذا معطيني الاف داش وبطلع منها الاف معناها I have to find the integration. So what I want to do is find the integration of this function which is x squared, and طبعا the root of x I have to write it as x to the power half دائما, and this is with respect to x. I have to write it dx يعني بالنسبة للx my integration. Good? So this is what they want here. The integration of this. طبعا I know in the integration can be distributed here. So this is the integration of x squared dx plus the integration of x to the power half dx. Now you have this question in your mind. طيب يعني أنا ما جيت قسمتها كده بالكتابة وجيت سويت integration direct. This is correct. I'm just trying to explain it for you now and then you can distribute. ما حبيتوا تكتبونها جبتوا الانتجريشن direct, it's fine. So what's the integration of x squared? It is x, أضيف لها 1, it's 3, and I divide by the same amount, 3. What is the integration of x to the power half? It is x to the power half, وبضيف لها 1, the 1 is a 2, صح? Yeah. And I divide with the same amount اللي هو half plus 2. ليش خليتها 2 عشان easier for me to find a common bottom here. Plus طبعا the integration constant c. This equal to, I can write it like third x to the power 3 and this will be x to the power 3 over 2 على 3 over 2 which is 2 over 3 plus the integration constant c. صح كده؟ مش أنا تحت قاعدة أقسم على 3 over 2 هذا 3 over 2 مقام المقام يطلع بسط so it will be 2 3. So I can say إن this is my function f of x طبعا. So my function f of x is equal to what I found here. Third x to the power 3 plus 2 over 3 x3 over 2 plus the c. Good لحد هنا؟ Yeah. So they give me one additional thing. They give me one additional thing. أكيد for a reason. They said إن ال f عند ال 1 is equal to 3. فمعناها إن whenever I change ال x with 1, the value will be 3. I can use it here. So here I'm gonna use إن ال f عند ال 1 is equal to 3. So f عند ال 1, I'm gonna substitute here. Let me use this color with 1. This equal to 1/3, and here I have 1 to the power 3 plus 2/3, again 1 to the power 3/2 plus the integration constant c. And all of this equal to 3. الواي هي اللي ب 3 يعني قيمة الكلام هذا كله is equal to 3. Correct? 1 3 is 1, so I end up with third. 1 3 2 is 1, so I end up with a 2/3 plus the integration constant c, all equal to 3. So I will get in 1 3 2 3, which is 1 plus the c equal to 3. This implies in the c is equal to 2. Good. So I got the c value now. شايفين ايش البنفيت من هذه؟ I got the c value. So this will imply in my function is f of x equal to third x3 plus 2 over 3 x to the power 3/2 plus the constant c, which is 2 now. I got this to be a 2 and I got fully function, a full function من غير c. طبعا if they didn't give me this part, I will not give the c. لكن because I have this part here, I was able to find the c. And this is my function. You got that? ها واضح؟ Any question here? Yeah, so now let's go back to this part when we talk about the displacement function اللي هي distance function, and when we have a third. هذه موجودة وين الثird؟ هذه الثird موجودة هنا. This is the third يا ديما. It's 1 3 جاية من ال x3 على 3, so it's 1/3. مش الفانكشن it's x3 على 3 when we integrate it, so it will be third. So now we will go back to this part when we talk about moving particle. Whenever I have a moving particle, we have the displacement or the distance traveled by the object اللي هي s of t. If you remember, we said in the s dash of t will give me the velocity, the v of t. The change in the s with respect to the time is giving me the velocity, and moreover we have in the integration of the velocity is giving me the acceleration a of t. You remember this? Now when we are moving in the different direction, يعني أنا عندي a of t and I want to find the velocity, then I say in the velocity vt is nothing but the integration of at. مش أنا velocity derivative giving me the at. velocity is nothing but the integration of at, and moreover I have in the integration of the velocity vt will give me the st. Let me write it up there. Moreover I have in the s of t is actually nothing but the integration of the vt. So those are the new rules that we have here. عندي إن ال s of t is the integration of vt, and I have in the vt is the integration of at. Does this make sense? مش derivative ال s يعطيني ال v و derivative ال v يعطيني ال a. So the integration of a يعطيني ال v وال integration of v will give me the s. So this is what we are using here. Now here we have a rock that is dropped from a top of a 400-foot cliff. So I have a rock and I'm dropping it down there, and it is a 400-foot cliff. So الارتفاع هنا is 400. ارتفاع from up to down is a 400. And the time managed by t, and this is the velocity. معطيني ال velocity as you can see. So the question is, find me, let's do it. In A, find me the s of t, the height of the rock above the ground at the time t. طيب معطيني ال v وأبغى ال s. What will be the s? The s of t is nothing but the integration of the velocity v of t with respect to t, dt here. And this is the v. It is minus 32 t. I integrated with respect to t. Yalla, what's the integration now? The t has a power 1. El minus 32 is a constant. What's the integration then? It will be t to the power 1 plus 1 على 1 plus 1, and don't forget to write the integration constant c. That's correct. So my s of t then is equal to minus 32 على 2 في t square plus c. معناها إن ال s of t is equal to minus 16 t square plus the c. دائما when we talk about the moving particle نستخدم ال t time as a variable. So I'm not done yet. I have to find the c. I have to go back to the question. What's the question saying? It's saying in the rocket, the rock, sorry, that I'm dropping is of height 400. So this means إن لما يكون التايم 0 كم الارتفاع؟ What is the s? What is the distance? 400 صح؟ بداية الموفمنت of the rock. كان ارتفاعها عن الأرض 400. فلما كانت time 0 the S was 400, so I know in the S at 0 equal to 400, so I came to the formula. ما هو 0 لأن الارتفاع كان 400. الحين لو العكس، لو أنا قاعد أرميها من تحت لفوق راح يكون لما التايم 0 كان ارتفاعها 0، لكن هو العكس، أنا جاية من فوق وقاعد أرميها، صح ولا لا؟ It's the opposite. Okay. So the formula here, I go to the formula and I substitute with the time 0, and this equal to 100. So I will get S here at the 0 equal to minus 16, and that time as well as a 0, and I'm gonna make it a square plus the C, and this equal to the 400. Yeah, I substitute the 0. هذه بتروح ب0 and I will end up in C is equal to 400. Since I got my C, I came here and I substitute with the C ويكون عندي الفورمولا كاملة. S of T is equal to minus 16 T squared plus 400. Correct? And this answer the part A of the question. This will answer part A of the question. So let's write the S of T here. I already have the V of T أعطاني إياها, it's equal to minus 32T. And I found the S of T, it's equal to minus 16 T squared plus 400. And let's answer the part B of the question. Any question قبل ما أمسح البارت A? Okay. The part B of the question is asking about how long. How long يعني I'm talking about what? إيش يعني how long? I'm talking about time. صح؟ يسألني عن التايم. How long will the rock take to reach the ground? كم راح ياخذ عشان يوصل للأرض؟ When it reached the ground, what happened? الإس راح تكون 0 صح؟ متفقنا إن الإس أعلى شيء عند التايم 0 كانت 400. لكن when I touch the ground الإس راح تصير 0. ما في، خلاص أنا بديت من فوق لحد ما وصلت للأرض فالإس 0. This is the special thing about when I reach the ground. So to get the how long or what the time when we reach the ground, I have to let S of T equal to 0. إيش يعني S of T equal to 0? This is my S of T. I got it before. معناها إن S of T, which is minus 16T squared plus 400, this should equal to 0. Solve it. هذا معناها إن minus 16T squared equal to minus 400. And this will mean in T squared is equal to minus 400 divided by minus 16. How much is this, please? Please help me. 400 على 16 is how much? Huh? Exactly, it's a 25. Great. So it's equal to 25. الحين طبعا the T باخذ جذر الطرفين صح؟ It will be plus or minus 5. I cannot take the minus. The minus is rejected. صح? So it's just plus 5. I'm talking about the time seconds. So after 5 seconds, it will touch the ground. الحين I have to make sense of the things. الحين ما ينفع إن minus 5. So I rejected and I take just the plus 5 here. So after 5 seconds, it will reach the ground. بعدين في part C of the question, they say what will be the velocity when it hits the ground. يعني في اللحظة اللي راح يكون في hit the ground كم راح تكون ال velocity. And I know إن it touch the ground after 5 seconds. So I'm talking about لما T5 what will be the velocity, صح? So when it hits the ground, the velocity is the v at the 5, and I already have the formula of the velocity. It is equal to minus 32 multiplied with the 5, and how much is that? It's minus 160. طبعا I'm talking about foot for each second, yeah, so it will be feet for each second. And notice in the velocity is negative. الفيلوسيتي طلعت نيجاتيف and it makes sense لأنه كان أول ما طاحت كانت جدا سريعة, and when it hits the velocity is getting less and less and less because of the air resistance. فيعني it makes sense إن الفيلوسيتي is negative هنا. الفيلوسيتي تنقص ما قاعدة تزيد, سرعتها قاعدة تقل ما قاعدة تزيد. Okay. واضحة؟ usually أسئلة زي كذا تجي في multiple choice by the way. في الفاينل, في multiple choice of the final, يعني غالبا ما يكون في سؤال related to such a thing, لأن فيها integration وفيها application of the antiderivative and the integration. ممكن تجي مقالة, ممكن, why not, بس إن I'm telling you إن usually it came as a multiple choice question in the final. So this is a one important application of the integration or of the antiderivative thing. اللي هو when we talk about the moving particle, explain the moving particle speed, velocity I mean, and the acceleration. A second important, or actually the most important application of the integration is the area under a graph. المساحة تحت الجراف. الarea under a graph f of x, have a look. This is your curve. This is your curve f of x. The area of the curve from a point A to a point B, xa and xb, is equal to the integration of the function from a point A to a point B. طبعا احنا الحين we talk about how to integrate a function f of x dx, لكن what does it mean لما أقول إن from A لحد B? Okay, this is the bounded integration, and this will be, or what we call the definite integration, and this will be our next point. Now they are giving you an example, and we are doing the answer geometrically. Later on we will see how to do it using the integration. Calculate the following integral. I want to find the integration from 0 to 1 of x plus half. طبعا the integration of this one, what's the integration of x? It will be x2 على 2. And what's the integration of half? It will be half x. And the integration in this case is from 0 to 1. If the integration from 0 to 1, how we do it? نعوض بال1, we substitute with the 1. This will be 1 square over 2. This will be half multiplied with 1. Minus substitution with 0. مش الانتجريشن من 0 لل1. بعوض بال1 وبطرح منها التعويض بالزيرو. This will be 0 square على 2 plus half في الزيرو. طبعا this part will go all with the 0, and half square is ربع. Yeah, not ربع, it's half, sorry. It's 1 square, هذه مش half square, I'm sorry. هذه 1 square, which is 1, 2 طبعا. Plus the half, اللي هي 1, 2 again. So the integration result is equal to 1. نتيجة الانتجريشن is equal to 1. Geometrically, إيش يعني x plus half؟ معناها this line. A line with the y-intercept equal to half. the y-intercept is equal to half. Okay. And I want the integration from x0, this is x0, لحد x1, and this is x1. So I'm talking about this area. I can divide this area into two parts. One part like a rectangle, and one part as a triangle. صح؟ قسمتها إلى قسمين، مستطيل ومثلث. Now the rectangle عرضه كم؟ أو الطول مثلا it's from 0 to 1 so 1 صح؟ والطول حقه كم؟ لاحظوا إنه جاي من هنا من النص فالعرض is half. فالarea is actually equal to 1 multiply half which equal to half. مساحة المستطيل أو طول أو الarea of the rectangle is equal to the width multiplied with the height. The width is 1 while height is equal to half in here. Now if I'm talking about the triangle هذا مثلث قائم الزاوية. The area of that rectangle or the triangle I mean it's half the width في الheight. It is half and the width is 1 and the height is 1 as well. So this equal to half again. So the total area is the sum of the two areas. So the total area is equal to 1, same as the integration result that we find here. Okay, it's not required that you do calculation geometrically, by the way. ما راح يطلب من عندكم إنه to find it a similar way. What we want you to learn is how to integrate to find it, and this is what I want you to do. Those steps that I did at the beginning. Okay, those steps are the things that are required. You don't have to draw it and do the calculation like length and width and such a thing. They're just trying to show you in how that thing is actually the area. So this is the definite integral theorem. A definite integral, I'm talking about the integral when the integration is from A to B. Okay, التكامل المحدود اللي whenever I'm talking about integration from one point to one point. So if I have f of x which is a continuous function on the interval from A to B, continuous function معناها it's not a cutting function that cuts somewhere between A and B, it's continuous. The integration from A to B of f of x dx is what we call the definite integration. This definite integration is giving me the area from the point xa to the point xb. If, for example, I have what you can see here, some parts are above the x-axis, the part B and the part D, and some parts are below the x-axis, the part A and the part C. So the integration is the sum of the above one minus the sum of the below one. It's B plus D minus اللي جايين تحت ال A plus the C. This will give me the total integration of this area. Now here we have this example. Calculate the following integral. The integration of x dx. Now the function f of x that I'm integrating here is f of x equal to x. F of x equal to x is this line that you can see. This is the line f of x equal to x. You can see if I want to find the integration from -1 to 1, here is the -1 and here is the +1. I have actually two areas. I have this area here and I have this area here. One of them is below the x-axis. One of them is above the x-axis. the integration will be divided to be the integration from -1 to 0 اللي هي الاريا هذه of x dx plus the integration from 0 to 1 x dx لأن I have two parts, one of them is below, one of them is above. So the integration from -1 to 0, then from 0 to the 1. So the integration of x, it's x2 على 2 مرة من -1 لل0, and the integration of x is x squared على 2 from 0 to 1. How we find the result? أعوض بالزيرو minus التعويض بالminus1 plus substitute with 1 minus the substitution with the 0. Okay, so this will give you, this part will be half and this part will be half, and the integration, the correct integration is equal to 1. Now, if you look at the slide, they found the integration as a 0. Why do you think they got it as a 0? If you did the integration without doing this cutting, راح يطلع عندك الانتجريشن 0. مع ان actually it's not 0 لان انا I can see ان عندي جزء تحت وعندي جزء فوق. How does it come ان الانتجريشن يطلع 0? Can somebody answer me here? Are you getting what's happening here? The thing is, they want the integration from -1 to 1 للx. If I find the integration without dividing من -1 لل0 بعدين من ال0 لل1 راح يطلع ناتج الانتجريشن 0. لكن لو استخدمت طريقتي انه يوقد the integration من -1 لل0 بعدين from 0 to 1 راح يطلع half plus half which equal to 1. Which is the correct thing لأن actually I have area. أنا لما أطالع هنا أنا عندي area, عندي rectangle وعندي rectangle هنا. فعندي area. Yeah. لأن الانتجريشن is one part تحت one part فوق. And one of them is positive, one of them is negative, صح؟ هذه نص وهذه تحت ف it's minus half. They will cancel out. They will cancel out. فبيطلع الناتج 0 زي ما أنتم شايفين هنا. Okay. The correct thing is now we divide it into two parts and we get the result answer here. Okay. Now, usually they are not confusing you in the question. Yeah. So this is what I did actually. This is what I did. مش هذا half وهذا minus half, so it will be minus half. This will equal to 1. الجواب الصح 1. ما أنا قاعدة أشوف قدامي area صح؟ It's not 0 area. It's area في مثلثين واحد فوق واحد تحت. الحين the good news إن they will not confuse you في الامتحان. لو عطاكم ما راح تضطرون ترسمون وتشوفون الاريا up and الاريا down. مش دقيق الكلام هذا. هذا ما هو دقيق. الصح هذا. Mathematically this is the correct thing. Now, this is the fundamental theorem of the calculus. If we have the integration of f of x dx, this equal to f of b minus f of a. And this is what we applied here. نعوض بالb minus التعويض بالa. When? في الانتجريشن result. So whenever I have the integration from ab f of x dx, this equal to capital F of x, and from a to b, which mean I substitute with a b minus I substitute with a in the F capital. And this is what we call the fundamental theorem of the calculus. Yeah, back with the slide. Okay. So here we have example. Use the fundamental theorem of the calculus to calculate the following integral. الحين زي كذا مو لازم ان احنا نقلق على موضوع اني راح اقسم. Okay. زي كذا directly I will find the integration and substitute. I have the integration of 3x to the power third minus 1 minus exponential half x. So the integration of 3x to the power third is equal to the 3 is a constant, and هنا راح يكون عندي x to the power third plus 1. اتفقنا لما يكون plus 1 I'm gonna write it 3 3 هنا عشان يسهل عليه الكالكوليشن, divided by the same amount which is 1 3 plus again 3 3. Now, what's the integration of minus 1, huh? What's the integration of minus 1? It's minus 1 x. مش اتفقنا كده؟ متفقنا لما يكون عندي integration مثلا of d dx أو a سميناها. We call it, yeah, the integration of a dx, it's equal to ax. So the integration of minus 1x, it's minus 1 في x. Minus 1 dx, I mean, it's minus 1 في x. Minus, what's the integration of the exponential? It's the exponential of half x على الhalf. In this case ما نكتب ال constant of the integration لأن it's definite. It's the integration from 0 to 1. هذا definite integration. Integration محدود ما بين 0 وال 1. I have to simplify things out. Third plus 3 3, this is to the power 4 3. تحت عندي 4 3 as well. مقام المقام تطلع بسط, so this will be 9 over 4. ولا ال 1 3 and 3 3 is 4 3. مقام المقام بسط, so it will be 3 4. And I already have a 3 out, so it will be 9 4. Minus the x. And notice إن تحت عندي half. ال half is 1 2. And as we agreed مقام المقام يطلع بسط. So this again will be minus 2 exponential of half x, and this is from the 0 to 1. What will be the next step now? What should I do? إيش لازم أسوي؟ We should substitute now. مرة بال1 minus the substitution with the 0. فنعوض بال1. This will be 9 4. 1 to the power 4 3 اللي هي 1. Minus 1 minus 2. Minus 2 exponential now, and the x is 1, so this is to the power half only it will be, and this is the substitution with 1 صح? Minus, we substitute with a 0 now. If I substitute with 0, this will be 0 minus 0 minus 2, and this will be exponential to the power 0 صح كده? I end up with a 9 4 minus 1 minus 2 exponential half, and هنا راح يكون عندي minus 2, it will be plus 2. Do the calculation, find everything, you will get everything here equal to 0.04 and 7. You got it? Huh? Is it clear? Yeah. طبعا finding the exponential everything can be done with the calculator. فلازم تكونوا متدربين كويس على الكالكوليتر in how to find the exponential of amounts. Now, One more example as an application of this integration thing. Now, some food is placed in the freezer. After T hours, the temperature of the food is dropping at a rate of R of T. So the T is the time طبعا, and the R of T اللي هي rate of the change that will happen in the temperature of the food. And this is given by this formula. The R of T, the change of the temperature at the time T, is equal to 12 plus 4 divided by T plus 3 to the power 2. I can just write it like this. I can write it like in an R of T is equal to 12 plus 4, and this is a bracket to a power minus 2. صح كده ولا لا؟ Instead of divided by this to the power 2, I'm going to write it to the power minus 2. And this will be the rate of change function. Now, what do they want in the question? Compute the area under the curve لما الانترval is from 0 to 2. How can I find it? على طول كلمة area معناها what do I want هنا؟ إيش يبغى لما يقول لي area؟ يعني integration صح؟ من وين لوين؟ من التايم 0 للتايم 2. Definite it's in this case. So simply I'm talking about the area which is the integration من 0 ل 2 للfunction which is 12 plus 4 and 2 plus 3 to the power minus 2, and the integration is with respect to the t, so I write dt. What's the integration of a 12 now? What's the integration of a 12? It's a 12t. I'm talking about t here. Plus, I have the 4. What's the integration of القوس to the power minus 2? It is t plus 3 to the power minus 2 plus 1 على minus 2 plus 1. Correct? And the integration طبعا is from 0 إلى 2. Let's simplify things a little bit. This will be 12t. And the minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1. هذا equal to minus 1. It will be minus 4 now because of this minus 1. And this will be t plus 3 to the power minus 1. من 0 إلى 2. I'm going to write it like 12t minus 4 على t plus 3, and this is from 0 to 2. صح كده ولا لا? Is it correct? So this is my integration. This is my integration. Now I have to substitute with the 2 now minus the substitution with the 0. So نعوض بالاثنين. It will be 12 with 2, which is 24. Minus 4. A 2 will make this 5. And the substitution with the 0 minus the substitution with the 0. Change the t with the 0. This will be 0. This will be minus 4 على 3. Correct? Do the calculations. Use your calculator to find the answer. You will get in the answer is 24.53 and 3. And this will be the area. Whenever they say the area, الجواب رقم. Whenever they mention in its area, I'm talking about a number here. So the answer is 24.5 and 3. Okay. Now the part B of the question يقول إن they want me to interpret the result. يعني they want me to tell what does this area that we represent here means. Area, it is the integration من 0 time لحد 2 time. Okay, so actually it represents the amount of the change in the quantity لما التايم تحرك من 0 إلى 2 مش هذا يعطيني الريت اوف تشينج؟ ف when I integrate the rate of change من 0 to 2 معناها this is giving me the amount of change that happened in the temperature لما التايم change from 0 to 2. Okay. Any question here? Any question? So you noticed هنا and I was having this t plus 3 to the power minus 2. It is not just t to the power minus 2 لكن again I use the power rule. فأقدر أسوي الكلام هذا دائما not all the time. Let me show you an example. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. A second. Yeah. If, for example, I want you to find me the integration of, let's say, x or 2x plus 3 to the power 5 dx. It's power, لكن it's not just a power عادية. It is a power of a function لها derivative. What's the derivative of 2x plus 3? What's the derivative of 2x plus 3? What's the dash of 2x plus 3? It's equal to 2. Yeah. If you want to apply the power rule لازم مشتقة الفانكشن تكون موجودة برا يعني لازم يكون عندي 2 هنا. So derivative of the function inside should be out. It should be out there. So I need the 2 to be multiplied هنا. لازم يكون مضروب ب 2. طيب I can multiply with a 2. أنا أقدر أضيف من عندي multiplication of 2 but I must divide by 2 as well. عشان أكون كأني ما سويت شيء لأن the 2 cancel the 2 down there it's like 1. I multiply with a 2 عشان الديريفاتيف حقتها تكون موجودة لكن I'm gonna divide with a 2 as well. In this case بما أن مشتقتها صارت موجودة تدخل مع dx I can find the derivative as usual. Now the half is there الهاف اللي أنا ضربت فيها موجودة and this 2 تروح مع dx عشان يكون الديريفاتيف موجودة and I can find the integration of this one as a 2x plus 3 to the power 6 على 6. One more example. If you have the integration, let's say, of t plus 5 to the power 3 dt, what will be the integration? هذه مش integration عادية لأن it's goes to a power 3. I can apply the power rule لكن when I can apply the power rule إذا كان مشتقة الفانكشن اللي داخل موجود برا. Now what's the derivative of t plus 5? What's the derivative? It is 1. فممتاز بما أن الديريفاتيف 1 ال 1 already موجودة هنا ف it's fine. The integration will be t plus 5 to the power 4 على 4. طيب if I say what we don't need to multiply in this case. مثلا if I have the integration, let me call the function u this time. The integration of 5u plus let me say 2 and this is to the power 10 du. The integration is with respect to u. الفانكشن اللي داخل is what? 5u plus 2. What's the derivative of 5u plus 2? It's 5. So I need 5 برا. لازم 5 تكون موجودة برا صح؟ So out there I multiply with 1 5 عشان أوازن. أنا مو بكيفي أدخل ال 5. ضربت بال 5 أقسم على 5 so that they cancel. It's like the 1. ال 5 هذه راح تروح مع du. I need it مع du to find the integration. وال 1 5 هي اللي راح تبقى. So it will be 1 5 and this will be 5u plus 2 to the power 11 على 11. More examples. More examples. if you have the integration of exponential of 2x dx, what will be the integration? يا أحمد the 5 ال5 هنا راحت مع الديو، قلت لك نحتاجها. Yeah, we need it with the du for the integration. You got it now? You can see the screen now? Yeah, good. So, what about the integration of ex, e to the power 2x I mean. الفانكشن اللي داخل is 2x. احتاج 2 and I'm gonna divide with 2. The 2 with the dx needed for the integration, and I will have half, and the integration of 2x is e 2x. And actually we mentioned in the integration of e to the power kx dx is equal to e to the power kx على k. طيب, what if I said you have the integration of exponential of, let me say 2, let me change the 2, خلنا نخليها 5x plus 3 dx. ها, again نفس الشيء. It is e to a power. So أشوف إيش derivative ال 5x plus 3. The derivative is 5. بأضرب بال 5 برا. وال 1 5 as well. عشان يكون they balance each other. So the 5 as we said تروح مع ال dx. أنا ضربت فيها لأني أحتاجها مع ال dx. And I will remain with 1 5, and the derivative of the exponential is exponential of 5x plus 3. Okay. طبعا مع حفظ كون إن في constant دائما في الانتجريشن. ها. إذا كان indefinite ما فيها حدود ما فيها number, it should be with the integration constant. One more example. If we have the integration of 1 over 3x plus 7, let's say, dx. Huh? What do you think? الحين أنا عارفة as a rule. Uh-oh. I know in as a rule in the integration of 1 على x dx is equal to what? Ln absolute value of x, صح؟ Yeah. لكن هذه مش 1 على x, it's 1 على 3x plus 7. So what's the derivative of 3x plus 7? It's 3. So I divide as well with the 3. الحين this 3 with the dx, and the integration 1/3 from here is ln of absolute value of 3x plus 7 plus طبعا the integration constancy. Good? You got it now? فهذا in case كانت function داخلها function ثانية, ln of a function, exponential of a function, power of a function. We have to apply this rule. We have to apply in the لازم derivative of the function is out there. Huh? Any question regarding this? Any question here? We don't have to apply it all the time. You apply it only if there is a function of a function case. اللن لما يكون عندي بس عندي مقام زي 1 على. Now one more example of the ln. If you have the integration of مثلا 1 على 3x dx. ال 1 3 is a constant, so this is 1 3 and this is ln absolute value of x plus c على طول لأن we don't have x of something يعني it's just 1/3 ln absolute value of x. Okay. So as we mentioned, in the area under a curve is giving me the antiderivative between the 2 points that we have. The properties of the definite integral are similar to the properties that we took of the integration. يعني if I have the sum of two functions and it's definite from A to B, I can apply in this can be cut into the integration of x plus the integration of g. Same thing if I have a subtraction. The integration of a subtraction of two functions is the subtraction of the integration of the two functions from A to B. If I have a constant k, the constant k as well can go outside and then I can find the integration of from A to B lil f of x dx. Okay? Same rules that we apply there, we can apply them here. Now, important application as well اللي هي الarea between two curves. بمعنى I have two curves and I have to find the area between the two curves. And this is one of the questions that should come in the final. لازم يكون في الفاينل سؤال عن الarea between two curves. This is how we find it. Either I have the f of x above the gx, then the area between f of x and gx is nothing but the integration of f of x minus gx from A to B, the 2 points that I'm talking about here. This area that you can see in the blue between the two functions f of x and gx is nothing but the integration from A to B, f of x minus g of x. Okay? ولازم ان الاف فوق والجي تحت. I cannot switch. If you switch it will differ by a sign. يعني بدل ما تكون ببلس راح تكون بالماينس. Okay? So we have to be careful which function is above, which function is below. مو شرط ان الجي تكون down دائما. لا. Not necessarily. Let's see this example to see how we can guess which function is up, which function is down. Check this example. This is f of x and this is your gx. What is this? لما يكون عندي x squared plus 5x minus 7, what kind of a function is this? ايش نسميها هذه؟ مش بارابولا؟ القطع هذه صح؟ We said when we talk about the parabola in the first chapter إن if the x coefficient is positive معناها it is concave up صح؟ So the x coefficient is 1 هنا فمعناها the function is concave up. So تقريبا الفانكشن راح يكون شكلها كذا. I don't care يعني in a way where is it exactly, but it's concave up parabola. Now the gx is minus x squared plus 5x plus 1, which means in the gx is concave down. So this will be my gx ولا? So which one is above? مين اللي فوق ومين اللي تحت? I'm talking about this area هنا. قاعد يقول لي الarea between f of x and gx, so I'm talking about this area. So which one is above, which one is below? Yeah, الg هي اللي فوق. So actually I'm gonna talk about the integration للgx minus f of x لأن الg is above as I can see. Now one more thing, and I need the points AB. The points AB is this point and this point. It is when the two curves are meeting. لما تقاطع two curves, when they cut each other. How can I get when they cut each other? By letting f of x equal to gx. خلي f of x equal to gx, and this is when they will cut each other. So this is f of x, it's x squared plus 5x minus 7. This is gx, it's minus x squared plus 5x plus 1. Solve it. If you bring everything to the left-hand side, you will get 2x squared equal to 8. You will get then in an x squared equal to 4. So x is equal to what? Plus or minus 2. So this is the minus 2 أكيد, and this is the plus 2. And then the integration راح يكون من minus 2 إلى 2 of gx اللي هي minus x squared plus 5x plus 1 minus f of x, and f of x is x squared plus 5x minus 7. Simplify the things out. You will end up in it's the integration from minus 2 to 2 of 8 minus 2x squared. Integration of 8 is 8x. Integration of 2x squared is x3 على 3 with a 2, it's 2 على 3 x3. And the integration from minus 2 to 2. Substitute with the 2. Substitute with the minus 2 with a minus, and this will be the result. And this is one of the things that definitely should come in the final. لازم يكون في سؤال في الفاينل بالإساي part about find area between two curves. الحين الكيس هذه كانت parabola with a parabola. It could be a parabola with a line. ماشي؟ ممكن إن parabola. It could be like you have this parabola and this line, for example, and I want you to find the area between them. So the area will be this. أو ممكن إن البارابولا concave up and this is the line, so it will be this area. ممكن البارابولا like this and the line is like this and the area will be here. And the solution is the same. We find where they integrate, we subtract, we find the integration. Now one more example, find me the area of the region that is between y equal to x squared minus 3x and the x-axis. The x-axis اللي هو y0 ولا? So this is actually what I'm talking about. My y is x squared minus 3x. My other y is the x-axis اللي هي y0. هذه أول واحدة إيش؟ line ولا parabola? The first one. This is my number 1 curve. This is my number 2 curve. اللي هو ال x-axis. So it's a parabola. Is it concave up or concave down? مقعر لأعلى ولا لأسفل? It is up. So it is a concave up parabola. And if I'm talking about the x-axis, هذا ال x-axis صح؟ هذا ال x-axis. So which one is up, which one is down? مين اللي فوق ومين اللي تحت? This is the area I'm talking about. ال x-axis فوق صح؟ So this one is above and this one is below. فخلاص أنا قررت إن مين فوق ومين تحت صح؟ I can then say that this is the first step. أنا قررت مين above ومين below. Step 2, I'm gonna find this point and this point. So I'm gonna let y equal to y. I'm gonna let x squared minus 3x equal to the other y, which is 0. I have to solve it. How can I solve it? By taking a common factor. أخذ x common. I remain with x minus 3 equal to 0. This will give me إما أن ال x equal to 0 أو ال x equal to 3. So what is this point? It is 0. What is this point? It's 3. صح كده؟ So the step 3 is I have to find the integration now. الانتجريشن اتفقنا ان it's from a to b ل f of x اللي هي الفانكشن اللي فوق minus gx اللي هي الفانكشن اللي تحت dx. So it will be the integration من 0 إلى 3. من اللي فوق it is the function 0. Which one is below? It is the function x squared minus 3x. So it will be 0 minus x squared minus 3x dx. This is the integration I have to find. You find the integration. The result of the integration will give you the area that you are looking for. So this is nothing but the integration from 0 to 3 minus x squared plus 3x dx. And here we go. The solution is here. Yeah, okay. The integration that they want, this one, Yahya. This. Later on asked me to go through it. Now we still didn't finish this question. Yeah. So the thing in now, they want the integration from x0 to x4. They don't want it just from 0 to 3. They want the integration till the 4. So if I want the integration till the 4, the curve go like this actually. So I want also the integration من 3. Let me clean things out. One second. Just 1 second, something is wrong here. You can see the slide. Okay, just 1 second. Yeah, it's gone, I know. Just 1 second. Is it clear now? You can see it now? Okay. So as I told, in that sense, they want the integration to be from the 0 to 4, not just from 0 to 3. I have to also consider that the integration should be continued لحد الفور. If this is my 3, this is 4. How is that? This is because the function goes like this. The function go like this. This is my parabola. So as well, I'm talking about this area here. I'm talking about this area. So actually the integration is the integration of from 0 to 3 plus the integration from 3 to 4. The integration from 0 to 3, the first function is above. The function that is above is the axis, اللي هو 0. The function that is below is the y equal to x squared minus 3. From 3 to 4, the function that is above is the parabola. ولا مين اللي فوق في الجزء من 3 to 4? Which part is above? اللي هو x squared minus 3x. And the one that is below is the y 0. So the integration has 2 parts. أول شيء from 0 to 3, then from 3 to 4. From 0 to 3, it is 0 minus the parabola. From 3 to 4, it's the parabola minus the 0. And we find the integration of this one and this one, and we add all of them. This will give me the total integration or the total area. Okay, you can see it clearly here. The integration details is in the slide already, and we know now how to find the integration, how to we substitute with the endpoints. this is the parabola and this is the axis, the area from 0 to 3 and the area from 3 to 4. This is the curve y equal to x squared minus 3x, and this is the y equal to 0 اللي هو x axis. The integration جزئين، جزء من 0 to 3 and the other part is the integration from 3 to 4 لأن they said إن they want the integration from 0 to 4. Have to cut it من 0 to 3 and then from 3 to 4. From 3 to 4 البارابولا فوق, so it is x squared minus 3x and the 0 axis is down, so minus the 0. From 0 to 3 the line is above, so it is 0 minus البارابولا which is x squared minus 3x. And we find the integration of this and this, we add them, this will give me the total integration. واضحة ولا لا؟ طبعا again whenever they bring in the final يكون يعني أوضح من كذا، ما يكون فيها two parts, it will have just a one part إن شاء الله يعني. Now, very simple question. Write me the definite integral or the sum of definite integral that will give you the area shaded, the shaded area, this one and this one. You can see in this area is the integration من وين لوين؟ Huh? It's from 1 to 2. What is above? The above is the f of x. And what is below? The x-axis is below, so minus 0. طبعا dx plus the integration of the second part. The second part, the integration is from where to where? It's excellent. It's from 3 to 4. What is above? Above the x-axis اللي هو y0 صح? So 0 minus the f of x. Yeah. So I can say it's the integration from 1 to 2 of f of x dx minus the integration from 3 to 4 f of x dx. So this what represent the integration of the two areas here. ماشي؟ And you can see it here. This is our integration. Now finding the area between two curves, we're still talking about examples about finding area between two curves. I have two rockets that are fired simultaneously straight up into the air. So I have two rockets. Rocket يعني صاروخ. I have two rockets and I'm firing them up straight in the air. Their velocities are v1 and v2, with v1 is greater than or equal to v2. فإذا this is the speed of the first one, this will be the speed of the second one, and the v1 of t, as you see, it's greater than or equal to v2 of t. يعني سرعة الأول أكثر من سرعة الثاني. This is what they give me in the question, and of course the t is the time is greater than or equal to 0. We start with the time 0 and more. Now, let A be the area of the region between the two graphs, اللي هو v1 of t and the v2 of t, where the t is between 0 and 10. What physical interpretation that you make from this value A? What is the A? It's the integration. It's the area. You know, in the area معناها the integration. So actually A is the integration from 0 to 10 v1 minus v2. ليش أنا قلت v1 minus v2؟ لأن ال v1 أكبر من ال v2 صح ولا لا؟ فاتفقنا اللي فوق minus اللي تحت. So it will be v1 of t minus v2 of t, and the integration from time 0 to 10 like what they give me in the question. Now, what did we say? What's the integration of v? شو اتفقنا؟ ايش integration v؟ يعطيني ايش؟ ولا That's correct. It gives me S of t. So the integration of V1 of t will give me S1 of t. The integration of V2 of t will give me S2 of t. And this is from 0 to 10. So I can say in the S1 of t minus the S2 of t من 0 to 10 is this amount. الفرق بين S1 و S2. Now I know إن ال V1 of t أكبر من ال V2 of t, so the V1 of t minus V2 of t is positive. It's greater than or equal to 0. It's positive in another word. So if this is positive, the integration of it, it's going to be positive as well. So this will be positive. ولا مش ال V1 of t أساساً أكبر من ال V2 of t. So V1 of t minus V2 of t is positive. So the integration of it is again positive. فإيش معناها؟ معناها إن ال S1 of t is greater than or equal to S2 of t. إيش ال S1 of t؟ ال S1 of t اللي هو how far it go up in the air, the rocket 1. And what is S2 of t? It is how far in the air the rocket 2 will go. فإيش معنى الكلام هذا؟ معناها إن دائما الروكت 1 راح يكون مسافة اللي قطعها أكبر من الروكت 2, which means it go farther in the air than the rocket 2. And it makes sense بما أن سرعة الروكت 1 أكثر من سرعة الروكت 2. المسافة اللي راح يقطعها الروكت 1 is more than المسافة اللي راح يقطعها الروكت 2, and this what means. This is the interpretation that they are asking about. هذا الانتربريشن أو هذا الشيء اللي راح أوصل له من إن الانتجريشن is positive here. You got that? Simply أنا بما أن ال V1 أكبر من ال V2, ال area is the integration of the difference. The difference is positive. الانتجريشن تعطيني S. فال S, the difference between the S is positive as well. إذا the difference between the S is positive معناها إن الأولاني أعلى في السماء من الثاني. So this means it go farther in the air than the second one. So this is the interpretation. This means that the position of the first rocket is always at least as high up in the air as the second rocket. Okay, فإن the first rocket is always higher up than the second rocket, or the same high because of this equal thing that we have. Okay. Now the last application, and again it's one of the most important applications that we have of the integration, اللي هي ال average value. We talk about the area. We said in the area is the integration from a to b f of x dx, صح؟ نسميها ال area of f of x من a to b. Now the average value of a function, we call it the AV, the average value of the function. It's integration again من a to b f of x, لكن we multiply outside with 1 على b minus a, and this is the average value formula. Again, it's the definite integration from a to b. لكن we multiply out with 1 على b minus a to find the average value. Example. Determine the value or the average value, Gali, the average value of the function f of x equal to 1 minus x. The interval is from minus 1 to x. Let's do it here. I'm going to do it with you. It's the last example. So they want me to find the average value. على طول لما أشوف average value معناها I'm talking about integration. So the average value, the AV, is equal to 1 على b minus a, the integration من ال a لل b, f of x dx. This is f of x. This is a, this is b. So what will be the average value of this function here? It's equal 1 على, the b is 1, minus a, which is minus 1. Yeah, it will be half, صحيح. And the integration is from minus 1 to 1. And what is f of x? The f of x is 1 minus x, and the integration is with respect to x. طبعا 1 على 1 minus 1 is half. And what's the integration of 1? صح? It's x. What's the integration of minus x to the power 1? It is x to the power 2 على 2, correct? And the integration is from minus 1 to 1. ما أنسى أن عندي الهاف برا, and we substitute مرة بال1 ومرة بالminus 1. Substitute with the 1, it's 1 minus half minus the substitute again minus half. الحين ال1 it's minus half plus half, this will cancel this, and the 1 minus 1 it will be 2, but this will be half multiplied with a 2, and the result is equal to 1. So the average value is equal to 1. You got that? واضح? Yeah. Good. I thought that was the last example. It is not. We still have one last example to go through. During a certain 12 hours period, the temperature at a time t measured in t hours from the start of the period was given by this. This is the function. What was the average temperature? على طول من أشوف كلمة average إيش يعني قاعد يتكلم عن إيش؟ أتكلم عن ال AV, which is 1 على b minus a, the integration ab للfunction f of x. I'm talking about integration, لكن bounded integration وبرا أضرب في ال 1 على b minus a. So where is the ab? قال لي إن it is a 12-hour period, فمعناها I'm talking about mid time كان 0 وأعلى شيء وصل له it's 12 hours, صح؟ فالtime is moving between 0 and 12 here. That's correct, Siadima. Excellent. It's from 0 to 12. So actually, I'm talking about 1 على 12 minus 0, the integration from 0 to 12 of the function اللي هي 47 40 third t square. Integration of 47 is 47t. Integration of 40 is 2t square. It is actually 4t square على 2. It will be 2t square. And the integration of t to power 2, it is t3 على 3, and I have a 3 as well there. It will be t3 على 9, and the integration is from 0 to 12. Substitute with the 12, now with the 12, and substitute with the 0 as well. طبعا substitution with the 0, amazing, it will give me all zeros. And the substitution with the 12, you have to calculate this equal to 660. Multiply with 1 over 12, so it's equal to 55. So this is my average temperature. My average temperature is actually equal to 55 degrees. Is it clear? واضح؟ And we finish the tutorial 6. Any question? You have to be very careful with this integration thing, huh? You have to solve more examples, you have to solve more exercises. I have a revision as well. I'm gonna send the file of the revision to your LMS inshallah, and we can discuss it next time. بعطيكم chance تسلمون الواجبات, بعدين you go through the slide and you solve the revision and we discuss it next time inshallah. Okay? I'm gonna send the record as well. هرسل لكم record على الإيميل وراح أرسل لكم revision of the tutorial 6. The revision usually it's the questions that came before in finals.